Hi, and welcome to Freak Boy Runs. Okay, so it's time for episode 2 of my Dallas preparations for Dallas Marathon 2024. So I just finished Kipchoge track session in the park. I'm now on my 2-mile walk home to cool down. And not gonna lie, it felt pretty hard, but I got it done and I feel good now. And I was really feeling kind of lethargic. The last week and a half, I had a recovery week last week, and I know I really needed it. And I did take it pretty easy. Nothing but easy running, quite a bit of walking. Had good sleep, but man, the entire week last week, I was just low energy. Yesterday, I was very low energy, and today I was a bit concerned. Both hamstrings were just feeling a little bit, I guess, on the tight side. Not injured, but just making me wonder. But I taped them both with KT tape and got dressed and went out. It was raining today, a little bit, not real hard. Had some small puddles to contend with, and one surprise deep puddle that was actually just thick mud. And I was lucky I saw it at the last minute, because I was running kind of hard and going down through this dip, and I realized I'm about to hit some mud here. Got it all over my shoes. Have to wash that off. My nice vapor flies. But so the session today was actually the same Kipchoge session that I did 2 weeks ago. The reason being that I moved my sessions around so that I put my hardest week before the marathon here during week 6, or week, I guess, -6 from the marathon. And we're going to try and see if that works any better. Supposedly and presumably I should get better adaptations by having it a little bit further out. So the session was 2 kilometers at marathon pace, and I'm kind of, I guess, experimenting a little bit with marathon pace right now. I'm inching it up to 7:30 per mile. I don't know for sure if I'm going to be able to get there for the marathon, but that's what I'm trying to see if I can do. And if I have to back off a little bit for the marathon, that's fine. I just think I may have it in me to run 7 minutes 30 seconds per mile for the marathon. So first 2 kilometers were at that pace, and then the 3rd kilometer I pushed it up to 7:20-ish. The goal was to get between 7:15 and 7:20 per mile for that last kilometer. And I know it sounds really goofy, me mixing miles and kilometers. I feel stupid every time I do it, but it's the way the numbers read to me, and it's the way my workouts are built, so I guess we all have to deal with it. Anyways, so 2 kilometers at marathon pace, 1 kilometer at 10 to 15 seconds per mile faster than marathon pace. about 10 seconds per kilometer faster, and then a 2-minute jogging break, and then do that again. Total 4 repeats, and on the last one I bumped it up a notch to finish strong. I was running more like 7:25 per mile on the first 2 kilometers of the last repeat, and then like 7:10 per mile on the last kilometer. But even though I was feeling that tightness a little bit in the hamstrings the whole way through, I still feel it a little bit right now. It doesn't feel like injury pain, so I'm gonna keep on going the way I am doing and hope for the best. Anyways, I'm gonna try to do another recording after my Kipchoge fartlek on Thursday, and then I'll have my 35 kilometer long run on Sunday, which has, I think, maybe 20 kilometers worth of hot spots in it. So that's going to be a big workout. Anyways, I'll see you on the other side for the Kipchoge fartleks. I'm back at it a little sooner than I realized. What I failed to remember this morning when I finished my speed work was that today is a double run day. So I'm out for a 6 kilometer late afternoon run, and I don't actually claim yet to really understand everything about the double run day, but what I believe I know so far is that the idea of doing a double run day is to get a double blast of HGH, the human growth hormone you naturally produce, and you get that twice in the day. But in my training regimen, the double run days are put quite late in the training plan, so that I'm already used to the intensity and the volume, because it's quite high volume and quite high intensity for a single day. And to be honest, I don't know that I'm 100% convinced that for me the benefit will outweigh the risks, because there's definitely some risk in me doing this extra volume, even though it's at a very easy pace. But just wanted to add in that little quick update, and this time I really will be back on the other side when I do the Kipchoge fartlek on Thursday. Well, it's Thursday, and I just finished the Kipchoge fartlek, and I gotta say I'm surprised. I felt remarkably strong, especially considering how lethargic I felt all last week and up through Monday of this week. And then I already had one big speed session day, which was also a double run day. Ended up logging 15 miles running that day. Today's another double run day and another 14 miles, but this fartlek was stronger than when I did this same session 2 weeks ago. I went fairly significantly faster. The session is 1 minute in zone 2, followed by 3 minutes in zone 4. And those 3 minutes are tough, running hard. Last time I was generally doing around 7 minutes and 20 seconds per mile pace during those 3 minutes, and finished off with like a somewhere closer to 7 and then one just under 7. And today I was more like 7:15 per mile pace for each 3 minute go. And even a little bit faster. And then at the end, I sped up on the last 2. Pretty sure they were both faster than my last 2 last time. So I gotta be happy. I seem to have held up so far. Jury's out until probably at least until tomorrow to know for sure. You know, once I try and do a bit of a recovery run tomorrow, I should be able to judge whether or not my legs survived these speed sessions with double run days, and then going into the 35-kilometer long run on Sunday. So fingers crossed, we'll see. See you on the other side on Sunday. Well, here we are. This is the big one. 35-kilometer long run, 22 miles. It's going to be alternating 3 kilometers, easy pace, and not super easy, but try and keep it in zone 2. Followed by 5 kilometers at race pace. And that'll be about 7 minutes and 30 seconds per mile ish, between 7:30 and 7:40, wherever I feel comfortable. And so the other thing is, you know, this is kind of a full dress rehearsal. I'm going to be fueling like I will during the race, and I'm actually going to try doing some filming while I'm running hard, because I'm going to be trying to use the camera at least a little bit during the race as well. So we'll see how it all goes, but I'll be checking in from time to time through the rest of this run, and I'll be back in a minute. Well, I'm at kilometer 11 now. Not gonna lie, it feels kind of tough today, but I'm managing. I'm now running my second lot of a 5 kilometer hotspot. I just started it, and my first lot of 5, I ranged between 7:30, sorry, the kilometer time was 4:35 to 4:44. That was a bit faster than I would have liked. Or sorry, oh man, I can't talk too well when I'm running this hard. That was a bit wider of a range than I would have liked, but it's okay. This is hard, so I'm gonna put the camera away. I'm finding out just how hard it is to run a camera while I'm running this hard. It's giving me second thoughts as to whether or not I'll carry the GoPro in the marathon in Dallas. We'll see. But I gotta go, because I can't do this right now. Okay, well, I'm now just on the 3-kilometer cool down to get me to 35K. And that last 5K hotspot was brutal. There was not even a thought of pulling the camera out. It never even occurred to me. Makes me wonder a little bit about that pace for marathon, but we'll see. I got a couple more long runs to do. I do have one slight concern. It's my left groin is bugging me right now and has been for the last, I would say, 4 kilometers. It may be that I should have stopped. I don't know. It's not agonizing, but I can feel it. We'll get some ice on it when I get home. But I'll wrap this video up once I'm finished running and into doing my walking portion of my cool down. I've got a little bit more of my wits about me. Over and out for now. Oh my goodness. Not gonna lie, that was freaking hard. I don't know, maybe that pace is a little bit too beefy. Maybe it was just too much during the week, you know, with a couple of 15-mile days on my 2 speed session days, both double run days, both really hard work on the speed sessions. Both the speed sessions, I believe, well, not I believe, I know I've checked, faster than any previous time that I've done them.
Nice shoe.
Oh, thank you very much. And I just got my shoes complicated. Oh my goodness. It's really hard to talk when you're this worn out. Complimented. My Vaporfly Next Percent 3s. These ones. I like them. Although they didn't make as big a difference to me as I was hoping they would today. I don't know. Like I said, I think Tuesday and Thursday took a lot out of me for the week. I felt pretty good this morning, you know, before I started. I fueled well before I left the house. I fueled well during the long run, but you know, just one of those days. It was just tough. I ran fairly good. I mean, it's as hard as it felt. Hey Steve, it felt pretty good, notwithstanding my left groin, which is okay now. I'm not really feeling what I felt when I was running, so hopefully I'll get some ice on it when I get home. Do that a couple of times today, and you know, I'll have a couple of tests here in the next couple of days. Tomorrow morning I'll do a bit of a recovery run, super easy run tomorrow, and then Tuesday back to speed work. So Fortunately, the speed session tomorrow should be a little bit easier. Because of the way I reversed my final build block here and did the hardest week first. I've got easier weeks next week and the week after, and then my taper. So I'm really hoping I can hang on. A lot of kids around here right now. Really hoping I can hang on and get through these next couple of weeks and get to the taper. But I think when I get home and do my analysis, I should see that each of the 5K hotspots was probably, for the full 5K, probably remarkably similar in overall duration and average pace, but just a little more variation than I would have liked. I think pretty much in all cases I was somewhere between 4:35 for the kilometer to, I think it got as slow as 4:46. So I'd like to be a little bit more consistent than that, but considering how tough of a day it was, that's okay. I ran out of water today too. Luckily I had enough to last me through taking all my gels. I went through 7 gels, and I guess through the race I'll have to do 8, maybe 9, but my stomach feels okay, so that was a good test, making sure that my gut handles the gels at that rate. I was basically taking one every 5K, and my average per 5K will be a little bit faster, hopefully, during the marathon. So I'll be taking them just slightly more often, but I think this was a reasonable test. The test where I think I might have failed a little bit is operating the camera while I'm running that hard. I might be feeling better at the beginning of the race with a nice taper and fresh legs. I might be able to get some footage in at the beginning, but I have my doubts if I'm going to be able to really get much quality footage in anywhere in the last half, and for sure the last quarter of the race and the last 10K. I think I'm going to be pretty hurting, as one usually is. So we'll see. Operating the camera when you're that tired is hard. The arm gets sore quickly. It's hard to talk. It's hard to think. But overall I'll call it a success, especially since right now the left groin isn't continuing to hurt. So hopefully that was the right decision to keep running. It was hurting for probably the last 5K of the long run. It was bothering me, and when I say hurting, it wasn't on fire, but I was definitely feeling it. The right hamstring was barking a little bit too, and I feel a bit of tension there right now, but it also isn't really bothering me too much here on my cool down walk. Trying to decide if I do a full 4 miles for my cool down walk. I've got no water, so I'm going to get kind of dehydrated if I do the full 4. That'll be a marathon's worth of time on feet, which is I'm also not sure if that's the best idea. We'll see. I'll do at least 2, possibly 3, maybe 4. We'll see how I feel. But I think that's going to do it for now. I don't think I have much more to share. I don't think I have much more energy to keep holding my hand up like this, I may have been casting a shadow on my face, which I always hate doing. I wasn't paying attention to where the sun was in relation to the camera. But anyways, let's go ahead and wrap it up. This has been episode 2 of Dallas 2024. I hope you enjoyed seeing me beat the crap out of myself for a week. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. And if you really care, comment and share. And until next time, on Freak Boy Runs, Freak Boy out.